just sat down at this no limit hold'em cash game table, and I don't know anything about any of these players, so I have the same information as you guys watching this. But it's almost always the same kind of play on these tables. Kinda tight, not really that many good or even decent players. So even though it's really low stakes, you can actually make a lot of money, because you can make like 10 buy-ins if you grind a couple of hours. I'm gonna start off kinda slow, as I always do. See what happens, see who plays what cards and what parts. And as always, especially on these levels, I'm gonna play a lot of position. Not that much from out of position, even with when I have decent hand, because there's actually not any reason to gamble on these levels. You don't need to. You have that much edge. You don't need to get it all in with ace king preflop every time. I'm gonna fill up from the small blind here. I don't do that a lot, but it's a lot of players in the past, and when you hit flops like this, you can raise the flop. If anyone bets, you can bet out. You can play it a lot of ways. And I think the king of diamonds removes two of my outs, so I'm gonna fold it. I might be drawing dead as well, so no reason to put extra money in the pot. If there's only one bet, if Matthias bets there, I might call it, or I might raise it as well. So if I'm first in, always, pretty much always from the button, I'm gonna raise it. And I was not. This would have been a nice pot to be in with the sun. There's not a lot of money on the table. Is 3 short stacks, 1 almost double buy-in, and one equal to me, 150. It's kind of low average pot on this table. I'm gonna try to lose it when I get a read on some of the players. I'm gonna try to lose the play up. Not really fun spot to be in when you get 3 calls when you raise a pre-flop. Not gonna call all in with a draw. Even though if it might be a good place to make a call if he has a 5 in his hand and I don't yet, and the showdown shows that he wins with a pair of 5s. People with this table is gonna think, what did he call all in with? He can't beat a 5. There's a 6 on the table. You might have a main straight there as well. It's unlikely because I have a 4, but I mean, it's possible. And this is by far the most loose player on the table. He's playing every pot and not winning that much. Call with very marginal hands. He actually has that one, but doesn't have much on the turn when he calls. The thing about the 4-4 hand, when I raise there, I don't actually lose a lot of money. I lose 150 on it, and the bet is 13. So it's not a really hard hand to give up. I have 2 people behind me as well, so pretty much never gonna call there. as you can see here, this is the easiest kind of play to exploit. They're calling too much, and I think he's calling pretty much everything pre-flop. I haven't seen him fold yet, I think. There's the first hand. And then like the last hand when he limps and then calls, really big re-raise. I don't think he has much there. Looks like the table is kind of loosening up a bit. And as always, I try to keep the pots small, and when I have the goods I try to build them up. Exactly what you have to do here, you have to take the pots either pre-flop or on the flop. And the reason I didn't raise here is this kind of a marginal hand, and I'm gonna think my ace is good a lot of the times if I have this guy against me, and I might play a bigger pot than the hand is worth. He's not gonna fold if I raise, and I'm not gonna limp all these people behind me. So that's the reason I didn't raise the ace there. These are really good hands to play against him, where you can hit big. It's actually a good thing here that there's a lot of play in the pot. I'm gonna make him bet, because you can always do. With the raise here, I'm pretty much only playing my straight draw. Can't think my jack is good here unless this player is raising because of this player bet. So the only option I have here is to either re-raise to like 6 or fold, and again this is kind of marginal hand, so I'm not gonna play it. And if the 8 hits here, might be hard to get paid off. It's like only a 10 missing for the straight. That looks like a 10. 9-7. So I had a lot more outs than I thought there. All jacks and all 10s. The sad thing here is this guy's going broke, so I'm not going to be able to take a lot of money from him. See if we can make a play on this. No, he moves all in. My plan was there, if he limps, gonna raise it to 150 or 2 and then bid out all the flops. Hard to do when he moves all in. I have to cut the first pot here. I'll be right back to pot 2.